What's popping, y'all? Today is April 29th, and as you know, I have an unemployment segment on my YouTube where I've been talking about the journey of leaving the federal government and then navigating into the wild, the streets, the jungles of job searching, job hunting, searching for new opportunities, careers, whatever you want to call it. And I just want to give y'all an update. I don't have any fancy vlog this month. I don't have a fancy April update because I scored 0 interviews for the month of April. Yes, I got a lot of emails from the job stating either I wasn't eligible for some federal jobs, which I don't know how, but we'll talk about that. Um, there was federal positions that I applied for that said that I wasn't eligible, or I made the referral list, which would mean I went to the hiring authority and they chose not to interview me, maybe because I did not make the highest qualified. There were state positions that I applied for that reached back months later. I'm talking, I had a job come back 4 months later telling me that I was not considered for the position and they selected somebody else. And I'm just thinking, like, I could have been homeless in those 4 months waiting for you to give me a response. The interview that I did in the last vlog for the state of Virginia, they came back and said they selected somebody else. I've kind of figured that. I kind of felt like maybe I was too much of what they were looking for. I don't know. Maybe because I live in a different state and they just wanted someone in their local state. I don't know. But in my last vlog, if you did watch it, it was slam packed with interviews. And in one particular interview, I did the interview and it scared the crap out of me. That job was so freaking hard. It was with the DOD, and I did not expect to get selected. And they sent me a tentative job offer, and I was like really shocked, like, oh my God. And I was like, oh my God. And if you watched the last vlog at the end, I told you that they rescinded the offer. They called me and said they made a clerical error in the job advertisement and they were going to rescind the offer. But then at the very end of the vlog, I didn't even get to capture it, but that was an ongoing situation. Long story short, the hiring manager calls me and says that, they're going to fix it. They don't need to re-advertise it. They can actually offer me what the job advertisement was offering. So they rushed me to go through the tentative job process for the federal government. You got to do a lot of paperwork. And this job offered relocation. So I had to do the relocation part and talk to their transportation office. I mean, did everything, sign a CONUS agreement, everything I did when I went to Germany. And that was in March. We're going in May and I still don't have a final job offer. They did agree to give me the start date that I was begging for, but we're going into May 1st and I don't have a final job offer. So I don't even know how I would even make it to my start date on time. So that's that job. I have another job offer that I may have mentioned, but I applied for this job in December. I interviewed for the job in January. They offered me the job verbally in January. They disappeared for 3 months, then came back in April and was like, hey, are you interested in the job? And I'm thinking, what happened? You said I was awarded the job. And the HR literally told me, oh, sorry, we didn't have any positions. That makes no freaking sense. How do you interview for a position and then come back and say you didn't have the position? I truly believe that they're coming back because whoever they selected probably quit. And they're looking to refill the position without advertising. This is a contract job. So this is with an agency that I've never worked for. And this is with a contract company that seems to outsource their HR. If you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? When companies outsource certain responsibilities and you get the certain demographic. Yeah. I have to do fingerprints and obtain a ID card, which is a PIV in the federal government. Even if you're a contractor, you still got to do some things that parallel to federal government employees. Well, I did that today. And I had to drive to my neighboring state, which was 4.5 hours round trip, to do fingerprints and apply for my PIV card, my federal government card for the job. Yeah, because my state did not have a appointment until the end of May. Yeah. It cost me $77 to fill up my tank today. I'm unemployed. And on top of that, they don't even do the ID appointment in the same day. They told me I got to come back and pick the ID card up. So I'm thinking, I don't know when I'm going to start this job. This company literally told me they were going to start me on the 27th of April. And without an ID card and a work computer, when could I start? And they've been asking me like, hey, can you let us know when you receive the work computer? And I'm kind of thinking like, if you mailed the work computer, you would have a tracking number. And if you had that tracking number, you could actually track it, or you could give me the tracking number and I could track it myself. But to keep asking me, did I receive something? I'm pretty sure they didn't even mail the work computer because they're playing in my face. I can feel it. But I still was a good sport. And I woke up super early this morning, took my kid to school, rushed to North Carolina to get to the appointment, and then I had to turn around and rush back to pick my kid up from school. I don't like when I have days like that I have to drive 2 to 4 hours and my kid is at school, because what if I got in a car accident? What if my car broke down? Then my kid would be stuck at school and nobody would be able to come get her. So that's that. The only good news I have right now about jobs is I've been heavily applying for federal jobs, which I know that sounds crazy, but I put my foot outside in the streets and I don't like it out there. So I might have to go back. It's been more job postings on USA Jobs. Government agencies are hiring a little bit more. Is a lot of flip-flopping in the DOD and other agencies. They're still, need to cut their numbers down. They're offering DRPs. They're offering RIFs. They're offering early retirements. I don't know what is going on, but there's still some jobs being posted and your girl is still applying. Yes. So I just scored my first job interview for the month of May for a position with the DOD. I'm just going to, prep myself, do a little more research on the agency so I can speak their terminology instead of what I'm accustomed to, and maybe that'll help. I'm probably going to try to change my tone a little bit, maybe be a little more softer. I don't know. I don't know why I haven't had many successes when it comes to receiving offers for jobs. I don't know, because most of the people that I spoke to said that I was either overqualified or heavily qualified. I don't know. I just don't know. So that's that. That's the update. Your girl's still unemployed. I feel like I'm playing spades. Like I got one and a P. That's how I feel right now. And really, I got 2 P's because I don't know what's going on with the federal government to try to get my final job offer. And I don't know what's going on with this government contract job. And your girl need a new roof. So I got to take a loan out expeditiously. And that's been a whole nut job. That's been very stressful. I've been very emotional about it because I feel like I should have done some things last year in hindsight, but I'm trying to give myself grace. Last year, I was so busy trying to get out of college, out of my doctorate program. I had my daughter. Trump was elected and his administration came in and just totally wrecked the federal government. And that was their intention. What I'm saying is factual. That is their intention, to decrease employment in the federal government. So I didn't really have enough time to actually make a secure plan. And even the plan that I made, taking the DRP, I thought was going to be a great opportunity for me to finish my degree and hope that it was going to open up a door quickly. I have to give myself grace because we went into a government shutdown and I didn't get paid for another 2 months. And I wasn't able to pay my bills properly. So by the time I got paid, I had to repay those bills, repay myself. And then we went to the end of the year and I just started the unemployment. I had to give myself grace because I didn't know that everything that has transpired was going to happen. I didn't know the war in Iran was going to escalate so bad that we would have economic issues. We were going to have extreme high inflation. I mean, we're borderline recession right now. I didn't know about the tariffs. I didn't know how hard it was going to be to get a job. I didn't know that all these private and public organizations were going to start laying off people. There's many people in my doctoral program who have been laid off, who had to do quick career shifts because of the current state of this country. I don't know if I could have prepared myself better. I don't know. But all I do know today is I have to move forward. I have to take what I can take. I'm applying for jobs that's offering 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. They're still giving me emails back saying no. They're not even giving me interviews because the hiring process is so fucked up. The hiring process is using AI to streamline their application process, but it is not actually efficient because you need a human to actually connect the job posting with the job resume. I mean, I could apply for a job at midnight and by 1:00 in the morning, I'm already getting a notification that I wasn't qualified. How? Who is up at 1 in the morning at the corporation looking at resumes? Come on. So that is that. Your girl is still unemployed. I still have the tentative job offer. I haven't heard anything back from that federal government agency. I do have a job offer for a government contract job and don't have a official start date. Don't know if I'm going left, right, side to side, up and down. Don't know. But all I do know is I got to stay positive. I've read the 4 agreements in the month of April. And that's really boosted my mental capacity. Be impeccable with your words. Don't take things personal. Do your best. Removing things that have been taught to you and embedded in you that make you feel that the right is right and the wrong is wrong. Removing those judges and those laws and those things that are put in place that make you feel like what I did was wrong or what I did was right or I didn't do my best. Rewiring myself. That's what I've been trying to work on doing. Have I been sad? Yes. Have I felt the pressure? Yeah. I feel the pressure in my house. I joke, but there's a lot of truth in jokes. It's a recession in my house. I can't grocery shop the way that I used to grocery shop. I can't even buy, clothes. I literally did my own hair. I bought press-on nails for my photo shoot. I literally cut my own hedges. And I got 10 hedges that's like 7 feet tall, and it wore my ass out. I had to wash my car last week. I washed my own car. That is where I'm at. I can't afford. The cost of living is too high. The gas, just fuel alone is too high. I went to Kava today, and Kava cost me $30 for me and my daughter meal. We didn't get nothing fancy. I don't know how y'all surviving, but if you're living a great life right now, I commend you. Enjoy it, because the average American is living paycheck to paycheck. And I mean, truly, maybe 1/3 of the population is unemployed right now. So that's the unemployed update. I am headed to Los Angeles to participate in my graduation in May. It's 2 weeks away. Me and my daughter are going to go and celebrate myself. And I hope that she really enjoys the experience. I hope that I can control my anxiety. Me being flustered. It's just me and her going. I have a classmate that was nice enough to say, hey, your daughter can sit with my family, because I was really going back and forth with USC last month about me sitting with my daughter. They were telling me that my daughter had to sit in the crowd by herself. And they were like, you don't know anyone that can? I'm like, no, at this moment, I don't know anybody that's going to graduation that can watch my kid. They were like, you don't have any family coming? No. Everybody has asked me that, like, you don't have anybody going to your graduation? No, I don't have anybody going to my graduation. My daughter is the person going to my graduation. We're not going to be there long, but we're going to make the best of it. So we'll get some good content. I'm going to take one day out of my trip, and we're going to go do all the things that we haven't had time to do in the last 3 or 4 years since I traveled back and forth to LA. And my episode on the Limitless podcast by my colleague, Dr. Tony Holmes, will be coming out next month. Actually, next week. Sorry. It's coming out next week, the first week of May 4th. And I cannot wait for you all to see it. I went to Houston a couple weeks ago and we recorded a 30-minute podcast episode talking about a variety of topics. My journey in my doctoral program, going from military to civilian, motherhood, those type of things, allowing me to have a platform to just get some things out. Because we all got some shit to say. But yeah. That is coming out next week. I can't wait for you all to see it. I cannot wait for y'all to see the content, the behind the scenes for graduation. I missed my last graduation at USC, so I gotta go. And I don't know what's going to happen in the month of May or June. I just know that I'm here. I just have to stay grounded and everything is going to work out. And if you're unemployed or going through something, I just want to let you know that it's only for a moment. It's only for a season. God never brings you through something and leaves you there. You did not come far to just not come far. It's a moment. It's a moment and we're going to get through it. It's tough. It's challenging, but I encourage you all to dig deep and keep going. Be relentless. Be graceful, rely on your support system, rely on your community, rely on your network to build yourself up. So that's just an update for the unemployed doctor. I'll see y'all on the podcast episode and I'll see y'all in LA. Cheers.